one and I didn't know where they went.
Hi! Turn that thing off. I'll have to hurt you. It's Mandy, the dreaded Mandy on the camera.
Oh my God, and it has that little red light on it too. Oops, she's red lighting it again. Uh-oh, dangerous one.
So,
Car 3, we need your assistance to remove a person from dispatch. Carole, can she respond from there?
Yeah. Yep. Okay. I'll have a bite.
We'll have another in service shortly.
Yeah?
Oh.
that was gross. Wait a second, I can't look at everybody's back.
Okay, this is better. Are you filming?
I don't know. What are you doing, Michelle?
Look at it.
Is that it?
Is this Sam?
Karen's paging somebody. What else is new?
Car 3.
Is that it?
You gotta notify me the problem.
I'm sure it's a work-related problem too, right?
Oh, yes.
Always.
Are we saying something to Mom?
Um,
Or is this voice?
this isn't voice.
Oh, you can.
Oh, we gotta run. We gotta run. Oh, you don't.
5815 Alapaka Court. A-L-A-P-A-K-A Court. Chesapeake. Squad 2 is what it says. 750 West.
Is that 70 minutes south?
7815 Alapaka.
South, right? Attention medic 6. Medic 6, 7815 Alapaka Court on Chesapeake.
That Alapaka Court, that didn't do the picture or the scanner. So maybe that's why the squad's not answering me. Okay. Bye-bye.
Medic 6, 71. Check. 7815 Alapaka Court on chest pain with Perry Squad 2. You'll find this 750 West, your address south, timeout is 2300.
Medic 6 there, 815 Alpaca, start.
Medic 6, this will be Alapaka.
Right out of the pot.
On the phone, as normal. Babe Debbie. You're all working hard.
Get a good picture of this, because this may be the last time you see me doing this.
In the bright sunshine.
What are you doing?
That's probably the first time you've seen Jim doing that. buddy.
Working hard.
Say that I don't do manual labor. Okay, I'm supposed to tell a good story. Well, let's see. In 1985, in August, I started here. I was a whopping 18 years old. If you remember, Carole, I was quite the babe, and I think for years you called me your baby. But I do remember this one pretty decent story. It was probably in the summer of '86, and we had tornadoes. And I had popped in because of all the severe weather. And all the trucks, except for one, were already out because it was very, very busy, as you can imagine. So you decided that it would be a good idea if you and I jumped on a truck together and went and made an ambulance. So you can imagine I'm 18-ish or 19-ish, and I'm having to drive the boss around in an ambulance, preparing to do ambulance runs. I think the funniest part of that story is you were probably 10 times more nervous about the possibility of having to take care of a patient than I was about having to drive you around. So that's probably one of the funniest stories I have. Let's see. Well, I guess I'll say in closing, because we'll make this brief, that it's been a true pleasure for me to be your employee for 11 years. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything that you've done for me, and I sincerely hope that you enjoy your retirement.
You're not going to set that about the bed? Hey!
Oh, that's hard at work, isn't it? Now that's hard at work, isn't it?
We are hard at work. Carole, you thought I worked for a living.
Bye. Get out of town. It's time to let you.
Now that's hard at work.
Give me a shot.
Don't laugh.
There you are. Well, hi, Carole. A couple weeks ago, Mandy asked me to tell a story, something that I remember in the past 10 years. Boy, it's hard to believe it's been 10 years already. But anyway, one of the things that I remember was we had a business trade fair. This has been years ago, probably, I don't know, 8 or 9 years ago. Anyway, I was working there, and you'd come in, and you were looking at the booth that we had set up. We had our drug boxes and our monitor and everything. And you looked in the drug box, and you were kind of fiddling through it. This is when you were still a paramedic, working occasionally. And you reached in the box, and you pulled out a little package, and the package said, or as you said it to me, it says, Intropin. I said, oh yeah, that's Intropin. And she goes, you looked at me kind of funny, and I said, that's Intropin. She goes, what's that? And you said, or I told you that it was dopamine. And you looked at me and said, when did we get that? And it was shortly after that you suddenly realized that maybe you should just stick to the office work. But anyway, that's the story. And I also had one other thing. I did want to admit that yes, I drank alcohol while I was on duty one time, but that was only because I was forced to, and it was I was a dispatcher. This was back when I first started, and Patty had a little bit too much to drink, and she was passing out the wine glasses to everybody. She told me to drink it or else. But anyway, I took a sip of it, but I'm coming clean on that one. Anyway, I just want to say thank you for the past 10 years. It's been great. I hope you have a wonderful enjoyment, or a retirement. You definitely deserve it. Thank you.
I don't have much of a story, but me and Carole used to work together some on the ambulance, not a whole lot. The only one I can remember really isn't that great of a thing, is that we had a call out on Sunday morning, or I had a call in the house we had to pick up for one of the funeral homes, and it wasn't funny. It was funny to the family, but it kind of struck me funny while we was trying to get this man. He went to go in and take a bath, and he was, I guess, sitting on the commode or whatever prior to that, and he had a heart attack. Fell down between the commode while the bathtub water was still running, and it ran and ran and ran. These people were all gone to church, and So all this cold water finally hit, and of course it made him kind of stiff and slippery because he didn't have clothes on. So we had to try to get him out. He was wedged between the commode and the bathtub, and the floor was all wet and curling up and stuff. It was a mess. But I mean, it wasn't funny for the family, but to me it was funny trying to get him up out of there because we both were slipping and sliding. We finally got him out and on the cot and out to the truck. But that's my little funny story. I mean, to me it was kind of an odd thing that happened for us both to be working together that day. The main thing is it's been good the years I've had with Carole, and more like a parent instead of an employer. And also Larry, I never had a brother, so he was kind of like a brother to me. So that was kind of nice. Didn't last long enough, but it's kind of nice. So no, it's been a good 20 years and plus, and I wish her the best of luck and enjoy her grandkids and just don't get tied up in a big business no more and just enjoy the rest of your rest of your time with your kids and your mom and hope you get some time to travel like you should. Thanks for watching. It's done for all of us, and good luck.
We've laughed together, we've cried together, we've had a lot of fun times together. We're going to miss you, but we're going to get together and do some special things. Love you, and we miss you. Bye.
Is that thing on? Do you remember the Greenwood Immediate Care Center and being out of trucks, and we needed a medic and an EMT to take a heart attack run at the Immediate Care Center? That's one I'll never forget, and I'm sure you won't either. Learned a lot about heart tones and other things I didn't know about. Anyway, we're going to miss you bunches, and I appreciate everything you've done for us and me. Don't stay a stranger too long. See you later. Bye.
It's been 12 years since I've been employed here, and I remember being nervous as an EMT more so than any other day when I responded with Dale Meredith to an accident at just up by Central Hardware up on Shelby Street. And sure enough, when we got there, I found my boss, the boss lady there, needing to go to the hospital in Community South. And that was the most nervous incident that I've ever had because I knew you were basically going to be in the back of the ambulance as a patient, and I was going to be the EMT treating you. And I remember getting to the hospital and being so nervous still that I forgot to unhook the oxygen, and it was still hooked to the wall, and we took you out on the stretcher and almost yanked your nose off your face. So that was a pretty trying time. But all aside, it's been pretty fun here at Myers. I will confess to the X-Lax Brownie incident back in the 1987. I just got tired of people putting salt in my blueberry cereal, and I wanted to get everybody back. I guess people, everything came out okay on that one, if you know what I mean. And the last thing I want to tell you is, from a personal standpoint, I really want to thank you for basically paying most of my way through college. Getting a bachelor's education here this year has really paid off. It's something that my mom didn't have the availability of doing that, and with the college tuition, for going for the past 7 years, you've really helped me out with a lot there. So thank you, I love you, and thanks.
Carole, statute of limitations, I think, has definitely ran out, so confession time is upon us. If you remember the day that you were rather irate when your son Mark came to you complaining that somebody put his motorcycle on top of the roof and nobody would fess up to it, I was slightly responsible for the motorcycle on the roof. If you remember the other time, Mark was rather upset because somebody had cut the locker off of his lock, and you spent 2 months trying to find the culprit. I kind of had something to do with that one also. I think maybe we ought to end with what I'll confess to taking part in or doing myself. On a more serious note, I would like to tell you that I've appreciated the 17 years I've spent with Myers Ambulance. I have used both your name and Larry's name and the company name in many talks when I talk about people dedicated to EMS, what they give to the community, and looking at EMS and how it's changed in those 17 years. The way you would allow your on-duty people to leave to fight fires if they were on a volunteer fire department, the things you've done for patients, ambulances you've loaned out to employees to take family members home from a hospital or across state. You two were definitely pioneers in EMS. You laid some of the groundwork that has made great EMS services what they are and could use the Myers name to follow. The many people that have left companies to come to work for Myers saying that they were coming here because they knew what a great service it was and that the patient care was a step above the norm. It definitely was. So my hat's off to you, what you and Larry did with the company. I just hope that the service remains at least at the same level that it was at when you sold. So have a happy retirement. Take care. I know I'll see you.
Hi, Carole. Just want to say a couple of things. The other day I was sitting there thinking about how long I've really known you and been involved with the ambulance service. And the best I can remember, about 30 years ago when my dad used to work for you and Larry, and on several occasions when there'd be runs, he'd drop me and my sister off at your house and we'd watch us while he was out doing runs. I can remember the times when we go out in the backyard and play in the playhouse with the dog and Mark and Patty and Sandy and Nancy. And several of the nights that we spent sleeping on your couch while Dad was out there running in the middle of the night. And I get to thinking about the first day that, or the day that I come in for a job interview, that I was as nervous as could be, and the only thing I did was sit there and we just talked about what's been going on for years, and then at the end of the conversation you asked me when I could start the work. And I've been here ever since then. I just want to thank you for all the opportunities you've given me, for going to medic school, going to driving school, and even some of the other things that you've done, like connecting me with doctors that I didn't really want to go to, but after talking to you I went to, and they changed my mind and made me where I am today. I'm really going to miss you. Don't worry, we'll stop by and see you from time to time, and you can come and see us. So I just want to thank you for the last 15 years of being my boss. Thanks.
Hi, everybody. I want to thank Carole and especially Larry for giving my start in EMS many years ago. Carole and I worked together on the ambulance. Larry and I worked together on the ambulance. One time, Carole and I were working on the ambulance down transporting a doctor's mother from Johnson Memorial Hospital, and we brought her out of the old emergency room, and that's how I learned that you have to hold onto the cot when you're going down ramps, because the cot fell over, and Carole and I had to go back in and tell the doctor we just dropped his mother. But aside from that, I really want to thank Carole for everything she's done over the years for me.
She's got her hand right across her face.
Don't look. Don't look at it.
Yeah, she don't want you to look at it anyway. Smile pretty either.
Oh no. Look, there's an ambulance coming. You hear it? That's the full picture in front of me.
Shy little girl. Poor Carly. She's gonna get mad.
We have had family in
More
all week.
pictures than we can ever imagine.
They don't look. Okay, we'll do it without fun. I'll be a picture.
Candy, big pieces of candy. What kind of candy are we gonna get? Huh?
That's
Look,
okay.
tell Mandy.
What's over there on Dale's car? Did you tell Daddy? That bicycle?
What is it? It is. Tell Mandy.
What about that bicycle?
Okay, Carole, here's the deal. I don't do this for just anybody. I was told that a lot of people are confessing, so I got a list of a few little things that I've done over the past couple of years. Okay, it's true. Way back in the old days, I used to pull the dispatch equipment out front and sit out front on the apron and dispatch on Saturdays. No, you and Larry probably didn't know about it, but it's true, I did it. Everybody else did it too, but I was always out there. Yeah, it's true that I put cooked spaghetti in Patty's jacket pocket because I knew that when we went on a run in the middle of the night, she would grab for her proverbial snot rag and she would get a handful of spaghetti, and she did, and it worked out great. Yeah, it is also true that I jumped a really good run that was supposed to be Patty's, and Dave Ansel and we jumped it. It was a gunshot. Patty was real upset, and we got in trouble, and let's see. Our punishment was we had to do all the dump runs the rest of the day. The problem with that was every run that we went on was a good run, and Patty did the transfers, so it kind of backfired on her. Let's see, what else? Yeah, it's true. We used to go sledding on duty in the Beach Grove Park on your backboards. Yes, it's true. On a Saturday, laid back Saturday again, way back in the old days, Jenny and I were working, doing a lot of transfers. We picked up a really nice lady from University Heights, took her over to St. Francis, and she thought our sunglasses were really cool, so we bought her some. We all wore sunglasses into the hospital. That was fun. She liked us. That was way back before we had done goods, by the way. Yes, it's true. I saw my first full moon from the rear window of a Myers ambulance heading northbound on Madison Avenue. Don't ask me who it was, because I would never tell on Brent Oswald. What else? Softball games, on duty, in uniform at the Greenwood Park. Yeah, we did that too. There was a rumor that we used to wear sunbathing attire under our uniforms for those long, boring shifts in Franklin. Yeah, we did that too. What else here? I think you already know all this, but yes, I helped put Mark's dirt bike on the roof. And yes, I was trying to help put his snowmobile on the scaffolding, but you caught us. And yes, I am the one that filled his bunker pants up with water, but he left them on the wash rack. He knows I did it. I don't know if you knew that. And the last one, which I'm famous for, is yes, I did take Ipecac. Yes, I did puke. And yes, I did it intentionally so I could leave work. And yes, I learned a big lesson. Never going to do that again. I try to warn people not to do that, but I don't know if that's working. That's my confession list. I'm sure there's a few more, but time's a ticking here and I've got work to do. I do want to say I appreciate the opportunity to work with you and your family, and I've learned a lot, and love you, Carole.
I was told by Mandy that I couldn't sit and rock, and I can't pick my nose, and I can't rub my face, and I can't do nothing happening, so I'm going to sit here like this and I'm going to talk to you. Carole, I can't remember exactly the date that I started working for you, but I remember in your office that we sit and talk, and I explained to you why I wanted to work for the ambulance service. You and I, since that time, have gone through an awful lot of different things together. I can't remember, don't know if you remember the date that I came full-time with you, but my first year with Myers Ambulance was about the toughest time of my life. You always had your door open for me. You always let me run to Mom every time I had a problem, every time something was bothering me. You've always talked with me. You've always had time for me. We've done a lot of praying together. We've done a lot of crying together. And for that, I want to say thank you. You've helped me grow from a young man into an old, bald-headed, heavy-set man. And again, I want to say thank you. I appreciate everything that you took me through. I appreciate everything that you've done, not only for me, but for the whole Myers family. And I want to thank you for taking the time to get the right company to take over. I really feel that Rural Metro will take care of the community the way that you would. Maybe not as well, but that they're running a close second. I'm really excited about this now that I've gone through the grieving period. And you well know how that went because I was in your office crying with you when we did that. I don't have any confessions to do. I've already made all my confessions. And I just want to say thank you for everything again. And hope you remember you owe us a cookout.
Hi, Carole. I just wanted to say thank you for all that you've done for me. You've taken me from the time I arrived at your doorstep with my dad in hand asking how to be an EMT into now. And I just wanted to say thank you. You mean a lot to me, and you have over the years. You're not only a great lady, but you're a great boss and a great friend. And it's true, I always thought of you as my other mother. So I hope you enjoy your retirement and come in and see us sometime.
All right. Carole, Sunday at your farewell party, you said that you raised me. You have no idea how true the statement is. Knowing the Myers family from the early 70s, I have seen hardships and tragedy that your family has encountered. I have also seen happiness and success. I have never doubted that there is a God. People like you, with your strong beliefs, help people see that with the help of God, anything can be overcome. I had to write this down. Other than having 4 children and sharing the same birthday, we have much more in common. You are the reason why I'm speaking to you today. My career began with Myers Ambulance Service and will end with the Myers philosophy. I get a little shook on this. The day I saw you at Larry's funeral, I saw a strong woman. In the weeks following, I saw a mother, a businesswoman, and a paramedic. I admired your courage. I became a paramedic because of you, Carole. With the patient contact, I have been able to teach my children about life, bringing them other people's hardships, sickness, and tragedy. I have also been able to bring home the horrid stories of drug and alcohol abuse to my kids. They are really able to count their blessings, and so am I. Thank you for encouraging me through the years to be the best I can. You inspired me to further my education, to be a good caretaker, not only to my family, but to my patients. Patty is a fine product of yours. She can't be left out, for she was a big supporter of me and taught me things you probably taught her. So it all circles around, doesn't it? And ends up with honor and respect. And that's what life goals should be, to help other people. Happy birthday, Carole, and God bless you. That's it.
Hi, Carole. It's David. I just wanted to say thank you for everything, having the confidence in me to letting me come back here full time. It's been a very good blessing for me. Thanks for putting up with me for my schedule for 8 years. Putting up with 3 Campbells, that was a major feat in itself right off the bat. Including even Donald did try to come crashing down through your roof one day. That really took a lot to want to have me here full time. Thanks for all the back rubs. That's the best part on this is I'm still wanting you to give Marcia some lessons on those, because no one gives them as good as you. Thanks, and enjoy your life.
Hi, Carole. This is Joni. I just wanted to tell you thank you for taking a very quiet type person and bringing out a different personality, making me be more aggressive, and learning the Medicare from A through Z, and learning to be really forceful and knowing when to be forceful and when to be polite. Just thanks again for 8 years of hard work, and I hope it proved to be a success for you and what you did for me. Thank you.
Hi, Carole. Just wanted to say a few things to you. I started back in 1988, and we have really grown together. You've become more of a mom than you have a boss, and I have totally enjoyed working with you every day. It's been one experience every day coming in, something new come up. We've had a lot of laughs together, talking about a lot of things, and I guess I have become your beautician on the side, so that has been fun too. Watching your hair turn out and experimenting all that we can do. So just want to thank you for having me as an employee. I really enjoyed you and hope to keep in touch. Bye.
Hi, Carole. Just want to take this time to tell you thank you for everything that you have taught me through the years, and helped me grow up a lot. And I know you have passed Medicare along to me, and I'm going to be calling you a lot for all the Medicare law and the rules and everything, so I'll be talking to you a lot for at least the first 6 months or so, but you have a great time in your retirement.
Just thought I'd tell you about, if you remember the
first day I started working for you, which was just a few years ago. First day I came into the office, and I said, well, I'm here, what do you need me to do? And you hand me a piece of paper and a pencil. I said, go inventory everything in the ambulance. It seemed that you were having a conversation with my partner that day, who was Dale Bancroft. So I went out and inventory everything in the ambulance, and I come back in, and I said, well, here it is. And you go, what? I said, the list. And you go, oh yeah, go with Dale. So I said, okay. So we'll go out, and Dale says, get in the truck. Okay, so where are we going? And Dale says, we're going to St. Francis. Oh, that's cool, that's neat. And I said, what are we going to do? He says, well, we're going to take this lady from St. Francis to Oneida, Tennessee. And I said, oh, really? I said, yep. So we go to St. Francis and we take this lady to Oneida, Tennessee. It wasn't a bad trip down, but I don't know if we ever told you about the little problem we had coming back. And the reason I'm telling you about this now is because I might not be there when you see this tape, or Dale might not be there when you see this tape, and I can still outrun him. We kind of got, how should we say, pulled over by a county sheriff in Tennessee. And he comes up and says, where do you boys go? And Dale says, we're on our way back to Indianapolis. Well, you were kind of speeding, and I think we passed a dump truck on a curb. It was an accident. Just happened to be there, and we went around it. So he said, I think you boys ought to follow me. We go, okay. So Dale says, let me do the talking. I said, fine. So we followed this county sheriff down this old country road, gravel road, turned down this dirt road and down this lane back to this old farmhouse. And the sheriff says, you just wait here. I said, okay. Dale said, just let me do the talking. I said, all right. So a little bit later, this lady comes out and tells the sheriff that said, well, the judge is on his way. Well, he was out in the field. And a little bit later, you hear this tractor. And coming up this field is this guy on this tractor. He gets up there and he gets off the tractor and he's got his bib overalls on, a straw hat, pulls out his bandana and starts wiping his brow. Talks to the sheriff, and then he comes over and says, sheriff says, guy's kind of speeding a little bit and passing that dump truck. And Dale says, well, kind of. And kind of hem-hawed around about what they ought to do with it. So finally it boiled down to, how much money you boys got on? So we kind of looked at each other. I gave Dale all the money I had, and Dale gave him all the money he had, except for $20 he had hidden in his shoe. And of course, like good people, we promised to send more money back just to get out of there, because we kept hearing this banjo music in the background. It was getting a little scared. So finally, after about an hour or so, they finally let us go. And we're heading back, and Dale said, well, I got $20 for gas, that's all we got. And he said, one other thing. I said, what? He said, don't you ever tell anybody about this. And I didn't for quite a long time. I don't know if I ever said this to you, but it's about time. I feel better. Dale might not, but I do. So that was one big story. There was quite a few others I could tell. Some of that I probably shouldn't tell, and I better not tell. But I just want to tell you that I love you, I miss you. You always made me feel part of your family from day one. You take care. I love you. Bye-bye.